Hello and welcome to this new episode of our program, The Beat. Well, as we promised you, we're gonna get to each single tiny mega beat happening on our beautiful land in Egypt. So please stay tuned with us as we will be back right after this.
Raw energy, strong Mediterranean influences, Western lyricism, and modern compositions, Lijeska cross back and forth between the borders of the Mediterranean area, always true to their belief that different cultures should not oppose but complement each other. Arising from jazz, traditional, improvised, contemporary, electric, and experimental music, they have seized instruments and traditional vocabularies and retranscribed in their compositions a poetic and modern vision of these uncountable treasures. They have played their repertoire from Algeria to Brazil, crossing Europe and many countries. During these tours, they have collaborated with the string quartet of the Moroccan violinist Aziz Boularouk, the Tuareg choir of Lalla Tahra, for the creation Sha'r al-Majnoon in 2003. And mostly with the Shawiya singer Houria Aishi. Gregory d'Argent created for her the record Cavalier de l'Orée in 2008, Accord Croisé Harmonia Mundi. It has been elected Coupe de Coeur of the Charles Cros Academy, praised by magazine. Also Best Word Album by Schallplatten Critic in Germany and stands in the 10 Best World Music Albums in 2009 in Japan. They have toured with this repertoire for years: Berliner Philharmoniker, Stimmen Festival, Les Sud in Arles, Fort Festivalen, Ethnoport Poznan and more. Lijeska, fed by Olivier Messiaen musicals, liturgies as well as Tuareg trances, Fred Frith experimentations and Kurdish brands, has nothing about fusion in its music but a true research of a common shared DNA. Its musicians create a modern and contemporary tradition, a perfect cinematic original soundtrack, a rumor formed with all the language word mastered freely. They have learned to be lights in the shadow of divas, and now at last they make their own journey.
Well, I have the pleasure tonight to interview with me Gregory d'Argent from Lijeska. How are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
So when I was Googling your band, I found a very interesting comment, which was that you're a band with raw energy. What does that mean?
Yeah, raw energy is that we wanted to play acoustic music, but we're all coming from electric music and from jazz and rock music, and we wanted to to find how we can play it with an oud, with a darbuka or a bandir, and so on, double bass, everything in acoustic. And so we are working a lot on what is energy on the stage, without being hysterical. You know, it's a lot of work, and to find where we can go the lower, and then to find when we can go the higher, and to play with all those dynamics.
So you basically tackle also the concept of the Mediterranean music. What is really similar and common between countries that overlooks the Mediterranean Sea?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we've lost in Europe that we can find all around the Mediterranean Sea. Is first of all about the rhythms and the percussions. In fact, in the north of France, we in Strasbourg, it's just near of Germany, we don't have the culture of the percussions like this. So there are a lot of rhythmical stuff, some rhythms we don't have in France. We have some rhythms from Morocco, for example, that we've worked for 3 or 4 years, and we never know where is the beat, in fact. So that's those kind of things, and it's. We found there are music, lot of poetry. Definitely. And even if we don't understand which poetry it is, because it's a lot of countries. Every country is his own culture, but there is something around this country that we can find. It's because there is a big Arabic culture, and Arabic people were in Spain, were a lot of places, and after that we can see that when you move on and you go to Turkey, where there are no more Arabic people, but morphism. Yes. It's moving, and so when you listen to music from all this area, and when you're moving really from one country to the other, you can listen to every time it's a small difference. Yes. And only little differences, and that makes that when you're in Spain and when you listen to Iraqi music, there are nothing to do. Every time it was just one little thing. Yeah. And that's important for us, and that is important today in the world to remember.
What is so special about the music of Lijaskar?
What is so special? What is special is that we don't think anymore about what we are doing. That's important. We are an old band. We're working together for 15 years. And now when we are writing music, we are not thinking, okay, it is music from Middle East, and now we have to put some jazz stuff inside. And no, we are not thinking. We are writing music for us. And this identity is appearing now. And that's important, because for the people in France, they're telling us we are playing Oriental music. Yeah. And sometimes when we're playing in Arabic countries, they're telling us, no, it's not Oriental, but you're playing jazz. And, and that's fun for us.
So why did you call your band Lijaz Car? Actually, it's El Hijaz, the Arabic maqam, but the car is changing one note in it. Yeah. So tell me more about it, because I'm really interested to know.
Yeah, so Lijaz Car is a maqam. It's a mode that we have in European music.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a minor harmonic. We called it minor harmonic. So for us, it was a bridge between the two musics. Yes. And after that, there was just the sonority. Jazz, there is the word jazz inside. Yes. So we wanted to imagine it like this. And car, in French, it's like in English, it's a car. So something moving inside. And we wanted to keep this word.
mentioned that different cultures should not oppose but complement each other. What do you mean by that?
I mean that even when you're different, I always think about music like a puzzle. So all the pieces are different, but that's why you can do your puzzle, in fact.
So why did you decide to tackle the modern Eastern poetry?
Please?
Why did you choose to tackle the modern Eastern poetry?
Tackle, what is that? I don't
to play with it all around it or use it in your...
Why?
Yes, why?
In fact, we fall in love with those musics. We didn't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah, there is Jean-Louis. He's just here. He was playing bass clarinet. We were a student in Strasbourg, but I was playing electric guitar, and we were playing free jazz, really noise jazz, everything. And we have the luck to be this generation who has access to a lot of musics. Now with internet, but before that, there were a lot of CDs in France. We are lucky because people since 30 or 40 years want to make us listen to music from other countries. Yeah. We are really lucky for that. And one day we fall in love with musicians, with music we did not understand, and we cannot explain really why. Because perhaps it could be African music, or but it was those musics. Yeah. And personally, I fall in love with oud before knowing what music is playing the oud. In fact, I really like the instrument. Okay. And after that, with the oud, I heard all the musics, and it's huge with the oud because you can find it from Morocco to Greece. So there are a lot of different cultures.
So after 15 years with your band, how would you describe your relationship with the rest of the members?
We are really deep and good friends, and that's for us the most important. In fact, We are good friends. We are writing the music together. So some pieces are from Jean-Louis, some pieces are from Vincent, the double bass players, some pieces me, and we have one identity together in this band, and we all play in other bands, and in all other bands we are another person. And that's great because we have worked so much for such a long time together. And we were so lucky with band because we played in, I don't know, in Brazil. We played in Berlin, the Philharmonic from Berlin, so huge places. We played in Sahara, we played in London, we played in lots of. And as we are friends, it's always an adventure together, and the music will be richer and richer with that, I'm sure.
As a band, you're breaking music boundaries?
Yeah, we're not breaking the boundaries. We're dreaming there are not. There is nothing to break. In fact, somebody had told us one day, okay, there are borders between things, but no, in fact.
So tomorrow you're holding a workshop, actually on the margin of the 7th edition of Cairo Jazz Festival. Tell me more about it.
I don't know yet. It depends on the students who will come. But no, we were here to share experiences because it's always interesting for a student to see someone who don't know his culture, but who's dreaming about his culture. Because I'm not a traditional oud player, really not. I don't know how to play traditionally, and I don't want to play traditionally because I don't know. I want to play I try to play like this, but it's so interesting how he sees your culture, but who don't know it, and that's where there is a meeting. And if there are a lot of students, we will work with them one of our pieces, and explain them how the rhythm, because there are not traditional rhythm, we have some really complicated sophisticated stuff, and to work with them and to make music. It's really a nice meeting, and to learn from each other. I'm sure we will learn from each other, because when I will meet an Egyptian oud player, he will learn me something, of course, and that's why it's great.
Are you interested in Egyptian music?
Yeah, in Egypt, in all the music from this area, but I'm not a specialist, and I tried not to be an ethnomusicologist because it's dangerous for us.
Why?
Because as I told, we need to dream about this music, and if we know too much about it, I'm afraid of that. And we like so much music. We're working on so huge. Jean-Louis is playing contemporary written music, classical stuff. I'm playing with pop musicians, with the guitar. We like a lot of things, and we want to keep something charming with this music. So it's like seduction, you know? I want to know, but not too much. Yeah.
So how did your contribution with the 7th edition of Cairo Jazz Festival come or happen this year?
Please?
How did your contribution with the Cairo Jazz Festival happen?
Yeah, it was fine. The audience was wonderful. Yeah. And
How did you take the decision of coming, or you were invited?
we were invited by Amro. He saw us in Bremen, in Germany, in Jazzhead. It's a big event about jazz in Germany, and we were invited. And we were so happy to come. So when he told us, "Do you want to come?" it took us 1 second, I think, to say, "Yeah!"
What do you think about tonight's Egyptian audience interaction with you when you were on stage?
Yeah, they were quite amazing, because it was hard for them to listen to us, because there was another concert outside that was making a lot of, I don't want to say noise, a lot of, it was really high level. And they were really concentrated on our music, because we are playing really soft sometimes, and they were here with us. and that's really great. And after the tunes, they were really generous with the applause and everything. So that's really something we have to share with them, because we give energy, they give us back energy, and then you can play 1 hour.
So what about Lijaskar coming projects?
Next project is another CD.
Okay.
Yeah, we've made a CD 2 years ago. The music we were playing tonight, and now we have to find time together to make a new set, a new CD, and we have perhaps, but in France we touch wood.
You do the same, by the way.
You do the same to be lucky, but perhaps a tour in Japan in May. So yeah, it will be so amazing to play this music for Japanese people. It's a joke. It's really nice.
Well, Gregory, thank you so much. We really had a blast with the Lijaskar concert tonight. You're more than welcome to come anytime to Egypt again, and we wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you. Thank you.